Good evening, good day, good afternoon, friends, business partners. It's KG Mbukwena. Today is the 12th of Jan 2024. As per South Africa time, it's now 10 minutes past 20 hours. So yesterday we had an awesome session. We discussed a lot about the strategy modes. And for those of you who were present, you might actually recall that I was in the process of getting a certain transaction done on Bake. So unfortunately, I had to do it off record because of time, because we had to look into the trade of business partner Zoe, and then eventually we were carried along that particular discussion we had on strategy modes and so forth. But it is okay. Just quickly going to show you what transpired with that particular transaction, and then from there perhaps you can look at a few things that you may need assistance with. Welcome also to I see business partner Olago there has just joined also. It's nice to have you. And then it's so encouraging actually to see consistency of leaders that we've always been pushing with, making 2024 a different year compared to all these other years that we've been together in Royal Q. So let's keep the fire burning. It's amazing. And thanks for those emojis of clapping hands there, Tabang. It's yeah, we can feel, I can feel that there's a shift, in how we do things, and it's really encouraging. And I'm of the opinion that before we know it, maybe as we go through or even lesser in terms of months, doing what we do with consistency, we're going to have a lot of experts in trading with this execution platform, Royal Q. I think it's going to be much easier for us to also assist other leaders in other time zones. For instance, there will be a lot of volunteers. Maybe leader Dennis can say, okay, Gloria, I can work with you for those in Canada to assist with maybe trade settings or business presentations and so forth. So this is very encouraging. And what also makes me happier is that I see that banks are struggling. Banks are struggling out there, and big banks globally. So I'm not going to mention names. You can check everything there. It's on the news. And as banks are going through so much, we see Bitcoin rising and rising. And remember, Bitcoin is actually on the side of the people. We know that Bitcoin is money of the internet. It's people's money, decentralized, meaning that it's not controlled by any government. So it's the one that stands for financial freedom, so to speak. Decentralization of money, we begin to experience it through Bitcoin blockchain. It's a permissionless asset, for instance. We don't need an approval from America for us to enjoy Bitcoin. For instance, you can send Bitcoin anywhere in the world. All you need is access to internet. You can send Bitcoin from America to Asia, from Africa to anywhere in the world, and nobody will really know whether the transaction is from where you're at, for instance. So that is the power of decentralization, about blockchain, and amazing things are going to happen as we continue to do what we are doing, attending meetings of this nature. In the past, for you to become affluent, for instance, you will need to have certain things from certain maybe qualifications or certain maybe connections, whether it be political connections and so forth, for you to really do well in terms of finances, or you need to gain access into certain institutions, for instance, or break into certain markets where you'll need some certifications, for instance, or approval from government for you to participate in those areas. Like, for instance, even in South Africa, you may be in agriculture, but no matter how good you may be in planting, say, potatoes, for instance, your potatoes will not be found in the market simply because there's no, you'll be having no certificate or license. And as a result, no matter how passionate or you may be with agriculture, you will still have challenges in terms of gaining access into the markets. But now, today, through blockchain, God has blessed us so much that you don't need some certificate for you to participate into blockchain transactions. You don't need approval from your financial regulatory bodies, from your central banks, for instance, or even commercial banks, for instance, for you to participate into Bitcoin, for you to have this asset. So this is good news, ladies and gentlemen, that we are able to accumulate as much Bitcoin as you can based on your own desire, and whatever it is that you do to have more of it, for instance, and nobody can stop you, and you can transact or move that Bitcoin the way you want. For instance, you can send it to whoever you want to send it to, and it's peer-to-peer, person to person, no intermediaries in between. Transactions cannot be frozen, and that's why we call it a trustless ledger, or permissionless, for instance. So it's beautiful. It's freedom. Many of us, with me included, I never really understood what money is. I just grew up knowing that people have to work for money, But now, when certain conversations started happening, and we start reading certain books and so forth, now you begin to understand that, okay, so some have to work for the money, and some are printing it, and at some point the same can also get abolished. So what is this money? Then we start realizing that there are different kinds of money. So a lot of people, so to speak, work for the fiat money. That is the government money, for instance. And only few, for instance, on this planet are heavily investing into silver and gold. And even fewer today are into Bitcoin. But through meetings like we are having now, we're going to see a lot of people come into this space, because we don't give up. We continue to share this information. And the more we do, the better, because we're going to have people who own assets that cannot be frozen or confiscated by governments or by whoever out there, an asset that belongs to you and your loved ones, for instance. And no matter the crisis of inflation, you'll always be safeguarding your financial future. And this is what we want to do in our sessions. Quickly, just to recap from what transpired yesterday, remember, we had a transaction of Bake. So it's important that I show you what happened with Bake yesterday on this particular trade, and then we can then go into other things. And remember, the advantage of trading under sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. And now, call number 11. Here it is. It's what we had yesterday. Actually, it took profit, and then you can look at where the current price is at the moment. Our current price on this particular, as per the latest updated information, obviously, based on where the price is, you can see the current price, which is market price, and it's now 0.4. That is 40 cents there. We are on Bake. There's something I want to show you there. Now that you know it's 40 cents, let's go and see the 11th quickly. The 11th call there is showing us an average price of 43 cents. So this is what is happening. Now, with this being highlighted, it shows you that I came out of that position, the one that we had earlier. yesterday, so to speak. It means call number 11 sold and it collected profit, and then the system went back into the same market, because I'm still bullish on Bake, for instance. After all, there's more money on this particular account there. So now this is where it happened. And now look at it. Look at it. You can see this was a subcell which shows no manual. It means it was not manually triggered or executed. You see, what happened is I simply went to the distributed and take profit allocation for call number 11, and then I reduced the bigger percentage. I think I had 20% on it. I reduced that 20% to 1%. And because of I made 1%, it doesn't mean that the system was just only going to take 1%. No. It simply meant that more than 1% has been realized. Now the board must collect profit. And now look at what happened. A profit of 10.53% was taken, because I told you that that particular position was floating in a profit. And you might even call it scalping. There's nothing wrong with that, if you like, for instance, because we are just collecting profits from with a certain quantity from an ongoing position, for instance. You see? So I will still be correct to say I scalped, although I scalped just for call number 11. Now you can see it at the bottom. I'm just taking a screenshot for you here. Okay, you can see here that this is call number 11, and you've also seen now it was a sell. Check this out. It was a sell at a price of 0.4341. That is 43 cents there. That's what actually the bot sold at. And if we want to go and check at what price did this particular transaction number 11 enter the market, or at what price did the bot buy this particular market, for instance. Look at this. You can see down here, you can see the price there is 0.3919. I'm going to go into that. I will lower the screenshot and show you exactly what transpired here. The reason why we're trying to take it slower, so that everybody understand what is happening. And please, if you miss certain things, you will feel free to interject at any time. We are a controllable group in here, or a team of business partners. So feel free to engage at any time. We are more like in our boardroom meeting, discussing business and so forth. So feel free to engage. We want these sessions to be more interactive, because we expect you to also go out there and connect with your own business associates. Share your Google Meet link with them, connect, share screens, show them exactly what it is to make money by simply, that TV thing is still coming up, but sorry for that. So by simply going in and out of markets like we did. Now look at this. Let me go to this particular. Now I'm going to this particular transaction here. I'm going to come here. It means this was the bot, and that is call number 11, sub-bin call number 11. So when sub-bin call number 11 took place, the robot bought at this price. This is the price of Bake business partners, you see? So I always say to people that let's not just be focusing on the profits we are making, but let's also understand how those profits are being generated. I normally see business partners in Nigeria, when a lot of money is being made, they say, oh, this is ritual money, or whatever. No, this is crypto. This is crypto, and in crypto, we understand how the money is being generated. For instance, here, what is being traded, it's this particular pair of cryptos. This is the currency pair, and the currency pair in this case is BAKE and USDT. BAKE and USDT, meaning that your USDT is going to be utilized to buy BAKE that goes up and down. At the moment, you can see here that when BAKE was bought, the price was this. And this price you see here, ladies and gentlemen, it is in USDT. Let me just quickly clear this. Because we want to raise traders out of our sessions, you see. This price you see here, it is in USDT. That's what you see here, this price. This is USDT. So it means this is, if you are to focus on fiat side, it will be 39 cents, for instance, because it's only 2 decimal places. But because it's crypto can be divisible to like 8 decimal places or even more, for instance. You see? So now, looking at this, it means BAKE was bought. This is a buy. You see? It means BAKE was bought with a certain amount of USDT at a price of this per unit of BAKE. It was 39 cents. And then this was a buy. And we also, remember, the page we're at, it's a transaction record page. We also have a sub-sell. Royal Q calls it sub-sell because it is not a whole sell. It is not the entire transaction of selling BAKE. BAKE was not sold entirely, but a certain portion of it was sold within the bigger quantity that is already being held by the robot in your exchange. And this is the beauty of having a method of trading that we have with Royal Q, where a sale is able to be performed within a bigger quantity of an asset. Now, looking at this, you can see that when buy was done here, BAKE was 39 cents, but it moved from 39 cents to 43 cents. But it's more, obviously, 39, let's say 0.3919, and then it moved up to 0.4341. It means there's been growth. So now, when you look at that, what growth was that? It was 10.53%. Hence, a profit was made of 52 USDT there. That's what happened. So now, what I'm trying to say in essence is this: pay attention to everything you see. Even the board tells you here, when you look at this, you can see there was a buy here. Every record you see, it's important. It is important, and just understand what's happening there. If this is 11, or if this was 11, therefore this ought to be 10. This ought to be call number 10, and this must be 9, for instance. You see how nice it is. And then you can see that call number 9 happened at this price. That was 50 cents there, or 0.5069 USDT. And then you can see that this particular price here is still higher than this. Therefore, call number 10 is still floating in a negative return rate. It's still floating in a loss. Therefore, the robot is not going to sell it at this point. It's not going to sell it at around 43 or so, or 40, for instance. You see? So, but now let's come out of this, because this is just a table of what happened with transactions and so forth. But now I'm just quickly going to click here to show you a deal amount. When you trade, you enter into a deal, and it is binding, obviously. You know, you enter into a deal, you are moving your USDT that is stable into something that is volatile. So therefore, if you move, can you see here, a profit has been realized simply because a deal amount is more than what it was started with. It was initially 500, for instance, but now is $553 or USDT. It means a profit has been realized. That's why we see a sell there or a sub-sell there. The robot will never sell at a price that is lower than what it bought at. This is very good. Remember, the previous price was 0.39, but this one is 0.43, which is higher. Even yourself, you shouldn't be saying, hey, I'm not making any profit. Hello, what are you trading? At what price did you buy that? Or did the bot buy it for you, that particular asset? Like, let's quickly go below this. I go to the buy of price number 0.3919. This ought to be 11. This ought to be 11 where we are at now. So I'm coming here. You can see there's an arrow here, which shows you that this is a folder, or you can open this page and get more information. So click. If there's an arrow, it's for you. It's your app. Click there so that you read more. This information has been set for you, has been produced for you. So it's very important. Everything is important, business partners. And all this information, it's for you to engage people on. Now, look at what transpired here. A deal amount was this. This was a deal amount. Can you see that? This was a deal amount. This was a deal amount of, just to round it off, 500 USDT. And the robot bought Bake. Remember, Bake is a base currency. That is the currency on the left-hand side, and then the currency on the right-hand side is a code currency. The other one on the left, we call it base currency. You just do these things and read. When I started learning like forex trading, they start with small things like this. Even online, go and read these things. You'll see how good you're going to even understand candlesticks and so forth. You see? So that you don't get yourself confused with too many indicators, too many colors that are confusing in your charts in future when you trade without, because it boils down to one thing. Trading is all about buying and selling, and price is king. You know, price is everything. So now look at this. When you look at the price there, you can see that the robot bought. This is a buy. It means the robot entered into the market of Bake with, or at a time when the price of Bake was 0.39 or 39 cents or 0.3919. And then how much did the robot go into the market with for you, for instance? It went in with this $500. You see? So without you even having to come into Royal Q and so forth, whenever you look at the Bake market, just check the price of Bake. You know that you bought Bake with $500 at a price of 0.39. It is just as simple as that. So where is Bake at the moment? Just for can I say demonstration purposes, né? Let's assume that we have bought it. We just bought it, let's say yesterday, for instance. You know, although you can see this was done on the 4th. This was done on the 4th. Let's say you entered Bake yesterday at this price, you see? At this price, or let's just use the information that is captured here. Let's say you bought this particular asset on the 4th of Jan at 39 at 0.39, for instance, at 0.3919. and then you know your 500 USDT went into that. It was filled, you know, it means completed, you know. So it is just like that. So now let's quickly go and check what transpired. And how was this done? It was done at the market price, you see, which was 0.39. So when you go to a homepage of Royal Q, you're going to be looking at the price of bake. Now let's go to the homepage of Royal Q now. We are going to the homepage of Royal Q. We are coming out of the transaction page. At the bottom left, you can see I'm on homepage. Now you'll slide to the currencies. You'll slide to the currencies. We are on the homepage. Why are we on the homepage? I can see the heading on top there. This is home. Now, and at the bottom here, it shows me that home is in blue. And then what do we have on homepage? We have currency. And then it means anything below this, these are currencies, the first column. The second column, the heading is last price. It means the latest price, which is the market price, you see? And then the column, which is the last one on the right-hand side, shows you change. You know, markets keep on moving up and down like that. So it shows you how these markets have been performing as per the assessment of the last 24 hours. Everything is brought together. Averagely, a percentage will be given. And now you are able to see that in the last 24 hours, so to speak, how performance has been and so forth. You see. So now you are here. What are you trading? Bake. You can scroll through to look for bake, or you can click on the search button here. That is if you want to be quick. This search button. And then you are looking for bake. Let's go and check. Now, we want bake. There it is. There it is. Now, the price of bake is sitting at 0.40. And then you previously, which was on the 4th of Jan 2024, you put 500 into bake at a price of 0.39. This is what happened. 39 is 39 greater or lesser than 0.40.
It's less.
It's less. Thank you so much for that. So if it's less, you should be happy, because we buy low and then we sell high. We sell high always. You buy low and you sell high. So it means it is time to sell. Profit has been realized, or you are in a floating profit, because you bought at 0.39. Now the price is 0.40. You know, then it means you are in a floating profit, because market price shows you where that particular asset is selling at. So when you trade, pay attention to price. In anything, actually, as a matter of fact, even in business, you are into any form of business, whether it be construction, price is everything. How much is it going to cost you to complete what needs to be done, for instance? And you factor everything around that, you see? So in business, price is everything. Someone wants to do business with you in Royal Q. How much do they need to put down, for instance, for them to participate in this business? It's, you know, it's very important. So now, before you can even go into, let's go and check what happened with yesterday's results on this. You check it on revenue details, and then we get the report of what happened there, and then you are able, okay, today obviously is the 12th, we'll check it here. You are able to check that particular transaction. It was accounted for here. Where is it? Here it is. This is what we wanted to do together. And then we have records of everything that was done. This is a profit amount, 52 USDT there. And then this was done on the It was done on the 12th. And then you can even see the time at which this was done. I did it. I was talking to one business partner actually when I was busy doing this on my side. And they could sense that for some time I was like not concentrating, so to speak. It's because of I realized that I needed to capture this profit because we forgot to do it live during our recording. So now there it is. But you know that for this to be realized, someone or the board must have bought much earlier than the 12th, and we know this was done on the 4th for transaction number 11, margin call number 11, where the board went into the market according to our multiple buy-in ratio, and then that's what happened. So we collected that profit and we went back into that market of bake because we are still optimistic with that market. Profit has been taken. If, say, for instance, no profit was taken, you can see bake now. Let me quickly check what price. We know it was around 43, I think. It was at 43, if I'm not mistaken. Let's quickly go back to...
It was 0.4341.
Thank you so much.
I'm making notes here.
Ooh, you are too good. We appreciate you a lot. We appreciate you. So this is beautiful. You see now, think about it. So had I not taken that profit, Leader Tabang, you can see that now bake it's no longer at 43. Bake is no longer at 43. It is no longer at 43. So it is what it is. Markets has to always move up and down. There are people who will tell you that no, the best thing just leave your assets into Binance and just relax. That is a mindset of investors, hodlers, for instance. Traders make money from the price action, from the volatility, from the ups and downs of the market. And let me tell you this, it is important to have retail traders because they are the ones who give life, energy to any asset. If an asset is not being utilized, it will gradually be abandoned, for instance, because there will be lack of activity, no transactions, even exchanges will be out of business if there are no buyers and sellers. So it's important that we keep on buying and selling, even though you are hodling. You may hodl and keep it somewhere far away, perhaps in a cold storage or in a vault, your asset, whether it be Bitcoin, but it's important to still be trading that Bitcoin. You are here today, you believe that Bitcoin is going to make you millions of dollars, but you don't share blockchain opportunities with anybody. You don't talk about Bitcoin, you don't talk about where the world is going, about the future of money and so forth. It means you are not attracting revenue into this space. You are not bringing investments into our business. You are a president, you claim to love your country, but you don't bring investments into your country. Like you're in a long run, poverty, will be all over your country, for instance. You say it is what it is. So even if you are, say for instance, even if you love God, you believe in God, but if you don't go out speaking of the goodness of your God and so forth, you won't grow. Do you understand? It's just as simple as that. So they say a closed mouth is a closed destiny or something of that nature. You are into the business of crypto. Go online and look at people who make millions out of Bitcoin or out of cryptocurrency. They are busy doing something, whether they have YouTube channels or whether it be special websites or whether there's something that they are doing to bring new blood into their space. It's very important. When we say asset, it's important. It's valuable. It's because of its usability, for instance. It's very or its use case, so to speak. So that's how it is. You want to become successful in this space, or you want to become successful as a footballer, for instance, but you don't play, you don't get involved, you don't attend matches, you just take the ball and you lock it in your bedroom and then you sleep because you won't make money out of it. You have to be hands-on, you have to trade. So buying Bitcoin, for instance, if you just buy Bitcoin and you hold it, it will rise and it will go down, and nothing you're going to experience, for instance, with it. But although I'm not saying that it's not good to hodl, what I'm saying is that as you hodl, be doing something that will bring more liquidity into what you have invested into. For instance, let's say you have shares in a company. If you have shares in KFC, for instance, you can't bash KFC, you can't talk wicked things or horrible things about KFC. You're going to promote it so that people continue to go to your KFC and then transact so that you benefit from there. So that's how it is. So now, yesterday, bake was at a certain price, we sold. Now it's a bit lower. There are some who are buying now, for instance, and those who are buying now, they may make profits today or tomorrow or in 2 weeks' time or lesser. It doesn't matter. What is important is they've acquired the asset at a certain price. Now, you as a trader also, you buying Litecoin, for instance, LTC there. If you are trading Litecoin, at what price, for instance, are you buying it? So now, when you look here, you can see the price at the moment is 72.82. That as a trader, you should know at what price you have entered into a market or you have bought an asset. That automatically makes you a trader. Trading is simple. It's about buying and selling. You bought something at a certain price and that thing will be sold at a certain price. So very, very important. Now, look at this. If you are to check, how we group things and so forth. Some of us at school, they used to teach us through chalkboards and stuff. So you will group things nicely, and then the things you put must be readable. Look at this. We are under spot, right? You are under spot. So therefore, you are trading spot. And if someone asks you, what is a spot market? You should be able to answer that. You are doing spot, and then you are using USDT. Can you see this? This is USDT. And then last price. I told you earlier that the currency on the right-hand side, it's a code currency or a pricing currency. So when they say last price, therefore, you know that this price is in USDT. This is USDT. That is the pricing, for instance. I'm just giving an example that let's read these things, let's understand them, and we're going to have peace of mind. When you say, wow, Bitcoin is doing well, what do you mean? Is it? So what do you mean by that? You see? So it's very important. It means you know the price at which it was when you last time checked it, and then you are aware of where it is today, and then you are able to say it's doing well. Or when you get excited, oh, it's time to buy. It should be because it has fallen, maybe to a desirable price level, and now you're going to buy it cheaper. You don't want to buy things expensive, for instance. So if you buy it, it's expensive, you should be believing that it will still continue to pump and you will still make profits anyway. You see, it's something of that nature. So now, at the moment, look at what is happening here. I'm just showing these things so that we trade with understanding and we have peace of mind. Now, here we are. Now, the pricing at the moment here, the pricing currency, it's not USDT. So we're not going to think according to dollars. No. We're going to think according to crypto. We're going to think according to crypto. Now, look at this. This is Litecoin, which is the base currency on the left, and this is Bitcoin on the right. So now, let's check the last price of this asset. The last price, these are not cents. These are not cents. These are some Satoshis, for instance. These are some Satoshis. So, and it means this is 0.001681 Satoshis, to be precise. So that is the quantity of Bitcoin that is there. For instance, I'm giving an example that if you are to check everywhere, you may not see anything. You will not see here. You will not see one. You will not see unit 1 here. You will not see 1 BTC here because Bitcoin is expensive. There is no asset here that is equivalent to Bitcoin, for instance, in terms of value. Therefore, you will not see anything one or above. Everything here, you're going to be seeing Satoshis only. And these are all the coins that we have. It is because they are being priced in Bitcoin, you see? They are being priced in Bitcoin. So all these are Satoshis, some fractions of Bitcoin. Now, you can see that having this understanding, it will make life easier for you when you trade, so that you don't just go into profits. And then every time, some people ask you, how do you make money in crypto? And you're not able to answer them confidently because there's just confusion, for instance. So we don't want that. We want you to be confident that you bought a certain cryptocurrency, and then let's say in our case here, with a certain amount of Tether, USDT. When you have USDT, you are just like someone who has a United States dollar, because the ratio there is 1:1, you know. So we are trading crypto. Therefore, to be honest, when you are in the crypto space, you are good. You are accumulating USDT. You know, you are accumulating USDT, or if you are accumulating Bitcoin, you are accumulating Bitcoin. If you keep your wealth in Bitcoin, honestly, nobody should bother you, to be honest. Nobody should bother you, because Bitcoin belongs to those who have it, to the individuals. But if you are accumulating dollar, you are answerable to America. You know, they need to know how you receive that dollar or how you're making it and so forth. You need to give report and all those kind of stuff. You see how it is. So that is the power of crypto, people's money. And that is why there are so many efforts to bring regulation into this space, because some people think making wealth in crypto will be the same as the way we do in the government space. Here, you're going to make wealth in exponential ways. That I'm of the opinion that even in future, if you are to bring accountants together, they will be working day and night, and they will always be catching up, you see, because the rate at which cash is being generated through artificial intelligence and so forth, it's amazing. And the rate at which crypto projects and products are being created and so forth, no human being can catch up. No human being can catch up with this. So this is beautiful. It's exciting. And it is what it is, friends, business partners. And I'm of the opinion that you are grasping something here and there. And very soon, we're going to be a powerhouse of traders. And we will help those who come into the business of trading so that they pay attention to price. They pay attention to price, because price keeps on moving up and down. And that is where we make money. The difference there, those are the profits that we are generating. Just like now, I clicked on the chart of Zen. Can you see? On the 15 minutes chart, you see? It was up here, but now you can see that the price has been falling. You know, it doesn't stay the same. It goes up and down, up and down. So, which means if someone entered here, they entered believing that it's going to keep on pumping like that, for instance. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it doesn't matter. It went down. If it goes down, then in our case of trading, you hold on to that asset, or you should be continuing to buy here. Margin calls will kick in. Let me give you an example. Look at this. It means after this is going to be your first buying amount. This is going to be your first buying amount in terms of Royal Q. And then this here, you're going to have call. Let me put it this way. This is going to be your first call. As the market goes down, remember we spoke of your first call. I don't know if this makes sense. You say this is going to be your first call, for instance, and then no, let me put it nicer, because now I'm thinking of letters and messing my mind. This is going to be your first call. And then this is going to be your second ND, your second call, and so forth. Can you see that? So when your call number 1, it's here, call number 2, it's here, and this is your call number 3, for instance. Now, what will happen in this case, you know that the reason why those calls are being executed or taken by the board, it's because the market is not rising, but the market is falling. The market is going down. When there's a margin call drop, it means depreciation. The price has reduced. And as the price reduces, according to the percentage that we would have put ourselves, and then call number 1 will kick in. And then if the market goes up, then the board is going to sell. But if it continues to fall, call number 2 will be absorbed also. Call number 3 and so forth. 4, 5, 6, 7, like on the signature strategy. Because there's a fall. The markets are falling instead of rising. And Royal Q has created room for such. If it happens that the asset is being dumped, it's falling, Royal Q continues to buy more at cheaper prices. And then if it happens that now the market is shooting, if it happens here that the market is going up, the board is going to sell at higher prices because more would have been acquired at different price levels with better amount of money. Imagine if maybe you've been buying with 200 here, with $200, for instance, but at this level, you have $1,000 perhaps. $1,000 to buy at this area. More quantity would have been acquired. And then what happens is this. Quantity is king also, because the bigger the quantity, the bigger will your dollar value or your asset value, for instance. If say, for instance, at the moment, if let's quickly go to use Bitcoin, for instance. I go to price, look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. If your quantity of Bitcoin at the moment is 1, if you have 1 Bitcoin, if you have 1 BTC in your wallet, it means the value is going to be 1 BTC times the value of the asset. It means what you have in your wallet is worth 43,612 USDT and 58 cents. You see, that is the value. However, if you have 2 BTC instead of 1, it means now the quantity is more business partners. And that's the reason why we are doing quantitative trading. And the robot continues to increase your quantity. Now, at this level, now, because you have more, 2 BTC multiplied by its price at the moment, it's bigger quantity multiplying by the market price. Now, we're going to receive around 87,000. Imagine. It means now the value of your wallet is around 87. It's around 87,000 US dollars. Simply what? Because the quantity is more. And that is the reason why, as the market falls, the robot increases your quantity. By buying more quantity, at a lesser price, which is more advantageous to you as a trader. Hence, we say that Royal Q takes you through the bulls as the market is pumping, and also it takes you through the bears as the market is falling. Because when the market pumps, the robot will be selling for bigger profits. And when the market drops, what happens is the robot will still be working for you in the falling market, buying more quantity for you. So now, as a trader, your focus, your constant fight should be to increase your liquidity, your buying power. You must be liquid so that as the markets fall, you have enough to buy. Do you understand? Because this is what will help you stay in the game. And then be strategic also. don't only be waiting for markets to reverse to higher levels simply because you have nothing else to do, or you can't move, you can't buy, you can't do anything because no more liquidity. Take advantage of joining forces with the crypto enthusiasts, with the crypto community. Do the business side also, promote Binance, promote HTX. When you do that, they are going to give you some money. They are going to give you some money because you are bringing interest. You are you're gaining. People are coming into this space. People are bringing their monies into Bitcoin because you are preaching the gospel. You're opening people's eyes. You're showing them a better alternative, and you will be rewarded by the system. It is just as simple as that. And once that happens, then you are liquid. Whether markets are pumping or rising, you are always at an advantage. That's how it is. It's impossible to make serious success out of any business without you being involved. You need to know what is happening, the ins and the outs. Like, for instance, with Royal Q, you don't need to write to support of Royal Q to ask them, why is it that I'm not seeing my profit? Hello, what did you buy? At what price did you buy it? Everything is inside here. You can see price action, you can see movement of the asset you are trading, and you can see everything that is happening there. Today, I don't know, it seems like we may not be able to take a trade, but if someone has a question, please, we will take your question, and then we will try and answer it if we can within the set time, so that we end this session. I'm of the opinion that you have seen something, that it's important to read everything that you see inside your app, even on the page where we are at now. Look there, the heading. Look there, the heading says strategy. You are on the strategy page. So you need to respect that, There's a strategy in place. I mean, can you go to war without a strategy? There's a strategy in place. There are those that are running, and there are bots on the other side. Having just understanding of these things and trying and explaining these things to someone, that alone, friend, business partners, it's business. You are breaking down complex things to other people. You are adding value to their lives. And before you know it, they will be independent. They will not have to get up in the morning and go to work, for instance, you see, because they will be making money themselves. And they will have better options, and I'm telling you, more liquidity will be added to your life through that. So thank you so much for tonight. Today it's Friday, so I'm looking onto the system here. I don't see any indication, but I'm of the opinion whatever we have shared tonight, has someone needed it. It's very important, I'm telling you the truth. It's very important for us to know what is happening. Like now, why is it that America is interested into Bitcoin? We need to search, and we need to have an understanding of that. Even if Americans can threaten people to say, oh, bring back your Bitcoin, how will they know you have the Bitcoin, for instance? Why do you love Bitcoin so much? Do you understand the blockchain? Do you understand the white paper of Bitcoin? Do you understand what is happening with the mechanism of the technology itself? Those are the things, ladies and gentlemen, that make us invest our time, our energy, our monies into this, because we know that this is the future and it's unprecedented. And we are the first dispensation, honestly, to be enjoying things the way we do. So it's very interesting. So don't give up, don't quit, continue to attend sessions from different leaders out there, and we are learning from one another. Before you know it, you'll be helping so many people out there, because each and every person on this planet Earth need to have at least some satoshis, because it's impossible that each and every person can have Bitcoin. That one is impossible. But at least some crumbs, that fall from the master's table can make a change in someone's life. So reach out to them, to see to it that one day they will just have some satoshis of Bitcoin to their name, because it's impossible that each and every person on planet Earth will have a unit of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a maximum supply of 21 million, 21 M, and we are above 8 billion now. We are above 8 billion. So it's impossible that each and every person can have one Bitcoin. But ladies and gentlemen, to those of us who are present in this Royal Q business, you and I stand a chance to accumulate some few Bitcoins, full units. We stand a chance to accumulate. And I'm telling you, let's do it with precision. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's compete with America. Although, yes, they buy at bigger levels, scales, and so forth. But what I'm trying to say, you having a full unit of Bitcoin through this opportunity, or adding 2 and 3 and 4 to that, I'm telling you, in a long run, you will be celebrated in your lineage. You're going to be celebrated because you did not mess up with this opportunity. So thank you so much for tonight. Great business partners. Thanks for attending. May you have a blessed weekend and continue to share the opportunity. On Monday, we're going to share, there's something I did with Leader Olagu, was it yesterday, about sharing this business opportunity. We're going to share that tip with you on Monday. Monday is prospecting. So we're going to show you how to reach out to people about this, especially people who know you, your contacts, people that we have established some rapport with. We're going to show you how to break the ice, for instance. So I love it. And we're making use of the mind page, our own mind page of Royal Q. So we're going to share that with you on Monday, same time, same link. Thank you so much. And then we'll stop the recording. Feel free, please, to unmute and say your goodbyes.
Bye. Thank you so much, Coach Koji.
Thank you. Thank you, Leader Chukwu Chibueze. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
Thank you, leadership.
Thank you.
Great session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.